ドジャースの連覇で幕を閉じた2025年の MLB ワールドシリーズ。山本由伸選手の大活躍に注目がいきますが、最も体力的にきついポジションであったキャッチャーをフルイニング務めたのは正捕手のウィル・スミスでした。ウィル・スミスはアメリカポッドキャスト番組のザ・リッチ A 戦ショーに出演し、大谷選手激戦のワールドシリーズについて語りました。その様子を日英字幕でご紹介します。
The most impressive thing you've ever seen Shohei Ohtani do on a field, off it.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I mean, he started taking BP. When was it? Like before the World Series or before the NLCS. We made him hit in the last group by himself just because no one wanted to hit with him and just be completely, embarrassed because he's hitting balls out of the stadium and, we're giving it our all and getting it 5 rows deep, 6 rows deep, and he's putting another 100 feet. It's incredible, how strong he is. Throws 100 miles an hour. Just the power behind everything he does is incredible. But you guys don't get to see it, but we get to see the work he puts in. In the weight room, his dedication to his craft is second to none. And he's been doing that since he was a kid. You can just see that's his work ethic, and that's just who he is. And we're just lucky to have him, and have a guy as special and as talented as him, but also a guy that works hard too.
He makes it all look easy, Will. He really does.
Yeah, he really does. It's
like, does he sweat?
It's annoying at times, but year 2 now with him, you're just kind of like, all right, he's with us. Let him go do his thing, and you can't get too annoyed about that.
Have you ever seen him sweat? Does he sweat? Does he have sweat glands?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. Because again, the only the equivalent I make is, a couple times I covered the U.S. Open in tennis. It's Roger Federer, where he never sweat or didn't look like it. He made everything, the most difficult, look simple, and had an air of invincibility, and being a teammate of his must be glorious. It just must be.
Yeah.
At the end of the
pretty
day.
much. We're glad he's with us for sure.
I'm sure. And then, Kershaw, my goodness, I haven't even brought up a first ballot Hall of Famer. What was that moment like in Game 3? Game on the line. He's never pitched relief like this before, right?
Yeah.
And what do you say to Clayton Kershaw on the mound as he's getting ready to pitch? What is the exchange with somebody like him in a moment like this?
I don't even remember. He's such a competitor and such like he's not emotional, but he's fiery out there. When he's in game mode and pitching, he's a little bit hard to talk to, especially on the mound. He doesn't want to be talking on the mound very much. In between innings is great, but yeah, that's just, he comes out, hey, we gotta get an out. Like, do your thing, compete, just make pitches, 1 pitch at a time, do your thing. Trust it. That's basically what you say. I don't remember what I said exactly, but that's what you say. But yeah, he got that big out. Bases loaded. I feel like it was like a 9 or 10 pitch at bat. I don't even remember, but guy rolls over and huge out there in the 12th, 13th inning, whatever it was.
Yeah. And then I didn't even bring up Justin Dean with the ball that hits in the crack of the fence line down on the warning track. This is the wildest baseball series I've ever seen, Will.
Yeah, it had everything this series. It was special. It was fun to be a part of.
Including a walk-off, well, not walk-off, a game-winning World Series. Is hitting a game-winning Game 7 extra inning home run. Again, I know it wasn't home and it wasn't walk-off. Is that the stuff you dreamt about in Kentucky growing up?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think every kid, dreams of that, getting the last strikeout on the mound or, hitting a walk-off homer or, a base hit or whatever. That's what you play in the backyard with your friends. You're constantly playing those situations and, just having fun with it. And it's kind of what I did. Just got a pitch to hit. You got to get swing off. And, I got over the wall and put us up. And then got to go 3 more outs the next inning.
All right. So you're sitting in your car. Why? Explain why you're sitting in your car, Will. Go ahead.
I'm in the car. I got 2 little girls, and they're playing inside. So I was just stepping out, a little peace and quiet. Or else they'd be jumping in this screen for sure.
How old are they? What are their names?
3 and 1. Charlotte's 3 and Layton's 1.
Okay. So one day, Charlotte and Lincoln, is that the names you mentioned?
Layton.
Layton.
2
Okay.
girls.
Charlotte and Layton. Okay. One day, you'll be able to look at them and say, Dad's got all these rings. Right now you got 3. And I caught Shohei Ohtani and Clayton Kershaw and World Series MVP and Yamamoto. He's only just getting started. Do you sit back and think, again, I know you're just 30. Do you sit back and think about what's gone on? What's happening to you, Will?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy, take a step back, reflect, kind of reflect on my whole career so far. And also it's exciting to see, I've got 8 more years with the Dodgers what we can do. It's a special organization. Just grateful for, their trust in me to have you back there for 8 more years. It's just amazing. But yeah, I think, when it's all said and done, who knows, but just being able to, remember hanging out with the guys, in a clubhouse, just working through things, grinding together, traveling together, getting close to their families. Like it's just a special, special group each and every year. And, we just really enjoy it.
Walk me through what it's like to be managed by Dave Roberts, Will.
Yeah, he's great. He's the only manager I've had, so I've been pretty lucky. And no one really to compare to him, but we get along great. We like to golf together and all that. But yeah, Doc, I mean, it seems like the last 2 years he's pulled all the right strings. Knowing what the team needs, knowing how, when we're at our best and who's out there. Last year it was for the bullpen going and leaning into that. This year it was leaning into starters, bringing starters out of the bullpen. Lining guys up correctly, getting Miggy in there for game 6 and 7, just moving guys around and kind of playing who's hot, who's not a little bit, but just sticking with us. He's always had our back. He's always trusting us. He's always, letting us know that he trusts us to just go out there, play our best baseball. And, I think that instills a lot of confidence in us and, gives us a little bit of a slight edge to, win these tight ball games.
Yeah, and did I see him running the bases prior to Game 6 in Toronto, keeping you loose in a way? Like what was that?
Him and
What was that
Heisman
moment?
were racing.
What was that?
Him and Kimmy were
Right.
racing the bases before Game 6, and I think Doc. I don't think he's gonna be doing that anymore.
Because he face planted, right? Did he
face planted? Oh yeah, everybody caught on camera. He comes in, he's covered in dirt, asking for Tylenol, Advil, and all that stuff. I don't know if he hurt his hammy, but yeah, he was kind of in a rough spot for a minute or two.
Hey, I'm the last guy to have fun at anybody running, So I just thought it was, again, you're down 3-2 after that amazing Game 3 win. The next 2 go to the Blue Jays, and you show up in Toronto. He's running bases and having a good time, and I'm wondering if that's a lead that you guys all collectively took from him.
Yeah, I think it's just keeping it light, reminding him, everybody just to kind of relax, not be so uptight. Not forcing it. Obviously, that's kind of a spur of the moment decision. He wasn't forcing it, so it's genuine. It's genuine. Follow me. We're just gonna keep it relaxed and not be all uptight and go out tomorrow and play good baseball and try to win a ball game.
And it also helps, Will Smith. I have them written down here just so I can remember the names. Shohei Ohtani helps to have, by the way, I haven't written them down. Yamamoto and Glasnow and Snell to be able to go out and throw those guys in relief and starting and things of that nature. How do you as a catcher keep your wits about you, knowing that these guys are all different types of pitchers and catching them all in the crucible of games 6 and 7? Will, is there a process that you can lay out there for us?
Yeah, there's for sure a process. It kind of starts with talking with Pryor, talking with Danny Lehman and Connor McGinnis and Bardo, the pitching coaches. Just talking through hitters, talking through our pitcher strengths, Shohei's strengths, or Glasnow, what he's doing well, what he's not been doing well. Whoever it is, whoever is going to be out there for us, kind of going through the plan and going through their hitters and all that. Then going, getting in the game and just kind of reading the game, reading, reacting. But it's just a constant conversation with those guys, with the pitchers obviously as well. What needs to be done, what we're seeing the hitters are doing, how they're adjusting. How do we need to adjust? It's just this chess game that keeps going on, and it's fun, and it's intense. It's you know, it's definitely a mental grind as well. Thinking through, you know, however many outs we had to get, and facing, you know, such a good lineup so many times, you know, getting Vlad Guerrero out. I mean, basically 8 games with 18 getting game, you know, 30 something times. Like trying to figure out how to do that is just one thing in its own, but they got, you know, 9, 12 guys on their bench that are just as tough. So it's just having those conversations and talking through things and being on the same page, and then just, you know, instilling that conviction in the pitcher you got on the mound.
ご視聴いただきありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。